For Gregg, Araki, and Jaason Duval. I think we're missing someone. Actually, did you guys bring? Is Nathan back there?
Oh no.
Is he?
Oh, well, he was with us, but Roscoe wasn't finished with him. So once Roscoe's finished with Nathan or Montgomery, he'll be back.
Nathan's on a flying saucer.
Yes. But he sends his love.
But we have two extra special guests in place of Nathan. This is our birthday, right? We have Sarah Lassez, who plays Egg.
Yeah.
Did the aliens get her?
Come on up.
Sarah!
Sarah, Egg.
The infamous Teen Idol. Conducted by Roscoe tonight.
Jason Simmons. Jason Simmons. Here he comes.
Well, hi guys. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
It seems like we're just here. Like we were just here like 6 months ago.
I know, and you had pins, and there was a little crowd.
We had
It's a
pins
deja
and all
vu
kinds of
situation. Well,
How many people are here for New Generation?
Yeah.
Hardcore. Trilogy fans.
indeed. Well, actually, I wanted to ask about that. How many people here have already seen the film Nowhere?
I've never seen Nowhere. You're in for a treat. How many people have seen Nowhere on a big screen? In theater or at the Academy Museum or?
And you're back already. We love it.
Academy Museum. Anyway, I was just, we're so fortunate to be able to show this restored version of Nowhere because both Nowhere and Doom, you know, they lived on for, Nowhere's 26 years old and Doom's 28 years old. And they lived on the basis of the shittiest copies imaginable. Literally cringe to think about people watching them. Nowhere was never even released on DVD in the US because it was distributed by Fine Line, which is a division of Warner Brothers, and they really don't get shit like weird indie art movies. And so people have been asking me for literally decades every time I do a Q&A, when's Nowhere coming out? When's Nowhere coming out? One day. And then finally, the rights reverted from New Line/Warner Brothers, and we were able to get the rights back. And me and my friend Marcus from Strain Releasing, he was so generous and kind enough to arrange for us to do this restoration, which Nowhere was kind of censored in 1997 by the MPAA. There's a few scenes in it that have been restored in this version, and it makes me very happy because there's no real like sex or nudity. I mean, there's James Bond a few times, but it was
There's no
real
cursing.
Yeah, they never, the characters never say shit or fuck. I had this thing, I remember telling Andrew Spurgeon, the producer, after we Doom Generation, but Doom Generation was supposed to be like X-rated and like super out there and super kind of crazy. But Nowhere, I want to make a PG-13 version of Doom Generation. Like, you know, 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds. And so I purposely wrote the script and I had this kind of, you'll see this, the kids talking this kind of weird slang where they never, it seems like they're saying fucking shit, but they never say fucking shit. Jimmy at one point in the movie goes, okay. But, so we had this whole plan, and then the MPAA, I remember being in Spain at a film festival, and I got an urgent fax from fucking this guy Fine Line going, you have to cut all these scenes, like we just got an X rating from the MPAA. And I'm all, X rated? This is supposed to be PG-13. So, to get our R rating, they made me cut a bunch of
stuff out, and it was really no whole scenes, but stuff got really kind of toned down, and especially for people who've seen the movie before, the Shad character and the Lively character, played by Ron Phillippe and Heather Graham, like their absolute hottest. They're kind of just sexually charged, kind of crazy characters, and a lot of their scenes kind of were just too hot to handle, I think, for the theater. So anyway, that's all been restored, so I was really so overjoyed about that, and we were also able to recolor time the whole movie from the camera negative. We remixed everything, so there's like 50 songs in Nowhere, and some of the best bands of that period, and you literally could not hear at least half the music in the original mix. I don't know why. And so it's been remixed, so you can hear all the music, you can hear all the crazy dialogue, and it's just, yeah, it's also, it's like a whole movie, so I'm so thrilled that there's a version of Nowhere now. So after I'm like, dead and gone, like new generation of Nowhere can live on for future generations in a good version that I'm happy with.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, that was a long introduction. Does that an answer to a question?
This is the easiest time I've ever had up here. You guys take it away. No, I mean, you have an incredible cast in this film. Some of whom, even some that you just mentioned, like went on to have these just insane careers in their house.
Yeah, Heather actually ended up doing Boogie Nights right after this.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm curious, sort of a question for all of you, how much of those characters came from your casting process and meeting the people and going, oh, you can do this, versus what was on the page?
It was a pretty extensive casting.
It was a really
I think
extensive
Gregg saw
casting.
everybody in town. Matt Damon. I'm not kidding, Matt Damon came in.
Who's Matt Damon?
Sarah Michelle Gellar, all the people.
What was your note for Matt Damon? Jock.
I said hockey player.
Hockey player.
I wrote notes and, I mean, we had this thing where I just met like every young actor that was out there at the time. And, the first meeting was actually, there was no lines or anything. It was literally just like kind of vibing people and just getting a sense of what they're like, and kind of just, sort of just feeling like if there was chemistry there, and if they sort of kind of fit into sort of, because I had a kind of specific idea for all the characters, and it was for a long time it's kind of a mix and match, who's gonna be who and who's related to who, like Mel and Zero were like sisters, so that affected that. So there was a lot, and so it wasn't until like the second or third, I think second callback that I started to think like, okay, this person could be maybe a Ducky or maybe you sort of were thinking of the characters they could play, and people sometimes came in and like multiple parts, but it was a long process. There were so many parts to cast for people who haven't seen the movie.
There's also some pretty great auditions like 20 years ago.
I remember Stacey Dash came in.
Oh.
After Clueless, like she was like the runner-up to Rachel. Yeah, so it was a long process, but yeah, obviously got super lucky and got one of the most fantastic casts I've ever worked with.
And what about for you, Sarah and Jaason? I mean, what was it, I imagine different for both of you, but coming into your roles and taking on these sort of archetypes, caricatures, whatever you want to call them, what was that process like for both of you?
God, I don't even know how to answer that. I just remember I had to cry a lot, and the lighting was taking a really long time. And I ran out of tears, and I came up to you and I said, Gregg, I don't have any tears. And you said, thanks, sad thoughts. And I almost laughed, but I had to stay in character. And then I found some tears, but it was a long day.
I remember, Thomas Decker emailed me after he saw the academy screen and said he was so moved by that. We can't give any spoilers away for people who haven't seen it, but there's a scene at the end of the movie where something bad happens there, and it was good.
I was just very, very, always just so excited that I got cast in this amazing film, and thank you so much, Gregg, and the fact that, people still care about it. All these years later is just so amazing. So even at the time, it felt like it was such a huge cast, and it just felt like, oh, I'm part of the cool club for a minute. Like it was fun. It was a big crew of us, so that we get to relive it now.
One of the things I'm really so proud about the movie is that it's kind of a pet peeve of mine when you see an ensemble movie and everybody's kind of looks the same and feels the same. You can't, I mean, honestly, that's one of my beefs about before. I remember going, I can't tell one character from the other. And like this cast, all of them, there's so many parts and so many characters, but they all pop and they all stand out and they're all memorable. It's really a testament to what a fantastic group of actors I was looking at. So in this sample.
And we had some interesting people coming for the TI, but Jaason seemed to stand out.
Well, I didn't come in, I just voiced,
Oh.
I just met Gregg for a cup of tea.
Yeah, I remember that meeting, I remember going, are you sure you wanna play this part?
Everybody, all the cast when Jaason came in, when he came in, it was just like the characters in the movie. It's like, oh my God, he's handsome. Like we couldn't believe he was doing it. Like we were the biggest show in the world at the time. It was insane.
Yeah.
And like you graced us with
Your presence.
He's so shy.
I don't want to give any spoilers away for people who haven't seen the movie yet, but I posted for Jaason and Sarah. You guys had so many. Did you guys rehearse it all together, or was it just all just?
Jaason wouldn't
on-
even talk to me.
I just got there for 9 months afterwards.
We're
I
very
think it
good
was that
friends.
for my-
Yeah, it's
me.
interesting. They're good friends now, but it's like their scenes together. You'll see, they're quite intense, and sometimes I have actors kind of break off and they kind of work together. I thought you guys had so many long scenes together.
No, he wouldn't talk to me.
No, what you saw is what we did.
Well, it works so well for the movie because you guys are so fresh with each other. That dynamic.
We had lunch the day before. It's like, I'm Jaason, I'm Sarah.
Because I remember when we did the Serious Skin, like Greg and Joe, like spent a whole day off on their own at first. And so we were like to get you to that last scene. And sometimes that works great, and sometimes it's really more fun to like be fresh on the set and just like here we are, action. It's like, oh shit, here we go. So, but yeah, I was curious about that.
Well, thank you.
Sorry, Jake.
No,
Can I
absolutely.
ask you a question?
No, please don't do that. No, I feel like I'm watching Miller right now. This is big. But, so Gregg and James, you were here last for the Doom Generation, and I asked you a question then that I'm going to ask again to all of you, because I think it's a fun game to play with your films.
Okay.
And I would love if each of you can remember, do you have a favorite one-liner or a quote from nowhere? Because you've written so many
My
amazing
line or
books.
someone else's line? 'Cause I love tons of other people's lines.
Anything.
One that Gregg and I were quite fond of, I don't want to steal it from Gregg, but I'm sure he has other favorite lines. I really love the scene when Nathan Beckson was talking to George Miles and Alyssa talking to him after she's talking about how the whole world's gonna end. It's like, you know what today is? It's Thursday. She tells him the whole popular thing, and he's like, I gotta get back to class.
Phone call.
But that, I better get back to class. And, well, I guess, two of them, and another one I really love is when, well, I can't say anymore because I'm gonna spoil it, but I'll just say I better get back to class.
Alright.
You'll see it when you watch the movie.
I just like it when, Hug Bunny, I use that a lot. But I thought it was, I didn't realize when we watched it at the Academy, I thought it was, Mina Savari's character that said that line, and then when I saw it, oh my God, it's, Elvis.
And the way he says it, because he's so mean, and then when he says it, ditto.
So it's a good one.
There's a lot of like kind of sweet talk, like when Rachel says, "Love you, Pumbaa."
Jason, favorite line?
I should not say any of my lines.
It could be any line in the movie.
It could be anybody's line, but no spoilers.
No, I can't say.
If I was gonna say mine,
I like when Jaason says, "It's so hard to be a celebrity." Literally, it's so interesting that in 1990, because celebrity culture has gotten so much worse since then, but literally he's talking about being a celebrity. So
Well, as an actor, sometimes when you get these lines, it's such a joy when you get a line that you fall in love with. And I know for one of my lines that I love the most is I'd rather have my ball hairs burned off than a acetylene torch. It's a great line.
If I could fart with my armpit, I would do the What About You Too, but I can't.
You mean born darkly as
Yeah. Alright, well, I want to open it up to this amazing crowd here. Does anyone out here have a question for this panel?
Especially people who haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be about nowhere, just anything.
Just about life in general.
Someone out there has one. You're right here in the front, sir.
The people in front always
Gregg.
win the contest and they always get the question.
Question for Gregg. What, in terms of more recently, what can we look to in terms of your wonderful work?
What's next? Questions?
What's next, or even what's sort of in recent years?
Well, I'm working on a couple things right now. I'm working on a movie and also a TV thing. Hopefully something soon. Now that the writer's strike is finally over, and hopefully the actor's strike will be over soon, and the whole world can go back to normal. But yeah, I hope to be shooting something within the next year or so. I mean, both Doom and Nowhere, I was talking to somebody about today in an interview. It's just like, yeah, I've loved doing these restorations, but it's been a lot of work. It's been really been like being in post, and then like being, marketing and doing a bunch of interviews and going out and doing personal appearances in like New York, San Francisco, and here, and it's just been a lot. So I'm looking forward to something. So fingers crossed, we'll see.
Alright, I see someone right over here. I will get to that, I promise.
For Gregg and any of you, what's a movie that you've seen recently that stayed with you?
Barbie.
I was just in New York.
Don't say Oppenheimer.
The last movie, literally the last movie I saw, I loved it. It had a great effect. I was very fortunate to be in New York and catch Todd Haynes' new film. I highly recommend it.
And he got it on my ticket, because I wasn't there. I'm dying to see Todd Haynes. Also, I'm dying to see the new version of the movie.
Oh, I'm dying to see that too, yeah.
We just saw it.
I love Glenn Powell.
You guys have an answer?
The last one I saw was Nowhere.
Did you see the Netflix version, or? You know, there's a Netflix movie called Nowhere. It's like literally like #2 on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that.
How dare
Yeah, no, the theater in my small town closed down recently, so. I wanna see Barbie.
Never seen the movie. Alright, someone in the back. I see a hand way in the back row. You right there.
I was just curious, out of like the entire Teen Apocalypse trilogy, what specific moment shooting like sticks out the most to you? A funny story or just kind of awkward?
Just because we're here for Nowhere, I mean, I'm gonna have to say the last shot of the last day. It's kind of unforgettable to me. But no spoilers. But yeah, there's something that happened at the end there. And it was literally the last day shooting. It was like the 22nd hours. I mean,
22 hours.
We had been shooting for so fucking long, and literally, I remember Andrew was just like, should we just call it and come back tomorrow? I'm all, no. Today.
Well, I think, didn't we do a little kind of vote and everybody goes, no, let's just.
Yeah,
like,
no,
do
I
it,
remember
come back to
Arthur,
4 hours.
the camera guy, fell asleep on the doll there.
Oh, true.
But we pushed on, and I'm glad we did, because I don't think we could have come back and done it anymore. But yeah, I'd have to say that, that's a funny story. But every movie's full of funny stories. Great experiences, great memories.
Alright, I'm gonna take one more. Oh god. White shirt, back there.
White shirt.
All right, this is more of a question for
Make
Gregg.
this one a good question. The pressure's on.
I will try.
Okay.
I
Wait, we didn't want to.
I
you said that all of your films, especially your early films, really encapsulated like where you were at that time, what you were feeling, thinking, and I guess my question is, how do you like find that clarity or the objectivity to be able to like articulate that and create these really epic films imbued with that feeling or that?
It's just kind of was always my approach that, you know, I just always approached my movies, particularly the Teen Apocalypse trilogy in the 90s. It was just very like, not autobiographical, but it was just really dredging up and expressing so much about how I saw the world and things I felt and just, you know, sort of a lot of my angst and a lot of my confusion and they just kind of, it kind of came out through all the characters. People always go, oh, are you the Jimmy character? And, you know, his trilogy. And I'm actually, like, I think all the characters, like, they're all kind of a part of me, except for the Teen Idol. But, so it's, you know, it all just kind of comes out, and it's, like, weird. I can't really describe where it comes from, because it's like I remember writing the last scene of Nowhere in Insomnia Cafe, like, 1 o'clock in the morning, and it literally just came out. Like, I don't know where it came from. And the same with the sort of climactic fight in Nowhere. It just, the images of it. I just kind of have a movie playing in my head, and I'm just kind of writing it down. It's kind of how I write scripts. And yeah, it just kind of, I'm not sure, it's just like mysterious things.
Oh, amazing. Now, before we wrap up,
One more?
She's got a really important question. Do me fast.
I'll ask you.
It's only because you're in front of me. I can see you.
Okay, all right.
Somebody back there is like, I just see a blinding light right there.
Very last question.
How much of the visual aspect of like the worlds you create do you come in, you see it in your noggin already beforehand before you get there? How much comes?
It's about the visual design of the movie. It's really all in my head. Like, so much of it is the DPs I work with and production designers and the costume designers. They're great collaborators, and they always give me so much back. I remember, for instance, Egg's room is this spectacular set. She has this kind of flower motif that's in like all of her. I saw her this kind of dainty, pretty thing. So her dress has these embroidered flowers, and her room's full of flowers, and there's flowers everywhere. So, you know, we sort of kind of come up with these general ideas, but, you know, the amazing artists that I work with, Torres Perez on Doom Generation and Patty Podesta on Nowhere, they really just kind of take the ball and run with it. I remember, like, for Doom Generation, the black and white chaperone was just a wild idea as a Torres, and she just made it happen, like hand painting like ashtrays and like literally doing it all by hand. So
the bar too, she done like.
Yeah, I mean, and these are low budget movies, so they have to kind of pull off these small miracles to make it happen. But it's all very specific kind of in my head, like it's sort of overweight and kind of sort of surreal and strange.
Just to interject really quickly, Gregg's script is actually available, so you can read it in its entirety, exactly the way Gregg wrote it. After you watch the movie, and I think his scripts are works of art in themselves.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of it is in the script. I mean, not a lot of specific designs, but the tone of the movie is very much in the right.
Yeah, so I recommend go.
I think they're at the Academy or something.
Yeah, it's on Reddit too. I got
Oh.
mine.
When you got Reddit, you know what I mean? It's just like easy.
I have the hard copy, but I was not about to scan it.
I saw mine.
Yeah, it's still.
You still have your.
Yeah, because I have the envelope, because he would
Oh,
do
see,
these
yeah.
collages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to make all these kind of collages.
Yeah.
Cool covers.
Oh, yeah.
In the old days, the paper scripts.
Yeah, so the cover on it, yeah, the cover.
Whoever has a couple, just.
Like the Doom one had a bunch of skulls on it.
Anyway.
Well, we do have to get the show on the road. All of you are excited to see
Before we do
Glenn.
that, I just want to.
Yes, I see some gifts here at the bottom of Greg's chair.
Especially, unfortunately, the people who haven't seen the movie can't play this game.
Or you could try.
We have a few, I think I have this link for. I made these special collector sets of buttons. 4 buttons.
Signed with a quote.
Signed, and they all have, you were asking about quotes, they all have a quote from the movie. This one says, "It's been a gnarly day." Which is a line that Jimmy has.
That's what you said to me when I picked you up.
So, anyway, we usually do these little trivia things to give them away. The way you win is you have to be super loud. The people in the front row always win because they're closer. Super loud and raise your hand and like, see, get Elvis for the answer to this question. What should we ask the first? We've already talked about the alien tonight. Okay, what is the, and people who are at the academy probably know the answers. Okay, yeah, you can, okay, I'm coming. Okay. Hurry up. Okay, what is the name of the slow dive song at the beginning of the movie?
Avalon 2.
Oh,
Very loud.
Okay, okay, this is my favorite question, so I'll just ask it. But the academy people can't answer it because I don't know the answer. Did you hear what happened to Marcus?
His butthole fell out.
Okay, what is
What's the?
Nice, pass it on.
What?
I know, okay, I came up with new questions too.
The twins.
Oh, okay, yeah, what are the names of the twins that Noel goes home with?
Surf and ski.
She says C and C.
Surf and ski.
Surf and, I think surf and ski is actually correct. C and surf is not as close, but it's not right. Surf and ski. Played by the Brewer twins. Okay, I think this is the last one. Okay, again, academy people can't answer this one. What kind of car does Richard drive?
Lasagna.
It's actually Lassez. Thank you guys so much.